Hello and welcome to What Makes You Stronger. In this episode, we are going to be talking about the ending of relationships and how we get through them by letting go. So, if this sounds remotely interesting to you, keep listening. I recently had one relationship that ended. It ended not in a dramatic and traumatic sort of way, not in a not with a blaze of glory. It ended kind of dull and lifeless and just kind of faded out. I'm struggling with letting it go. I'm not going to mention any names, but we were really good friends for a very long time. And she knows who she is. Sometimes I think back and I think to myself, why are we not friends anymore? What did I do in the friendship? What did she do in the friendship? And how come we are not friends anymore? That question keeps coming back to me. Why are we not friends anymore? What happened? And then, of course, I wake up and I realize I'm a mom. My priorities have changed. My mindset's changed. Things have changed in my life, and I wake up. One minute I am not a mom. I have a best friend, and the next minute I'm a mom, and I'm no longer, and I don't, and I no longer have a best friend. It's kind of wild. I think when relationships end, it's always good to look back on them and figure out stuff, even if I have to do it on my own. I think reflection is really valuable for everyone, especially for those who don't get the closure that we want, right? When it comes to ending a relationship, we always look for closure. We always look for something to wrap up in a nice bow. But that's not life. Life doesn't just wrap up in a nice bow. Sometimes things just fizzle out and there's nothing to it. And time passes and no answers are had, no questions are asked. It's just gone. That's kind of how this relationship ended. I got a text message, and the text message basically said, "Hey, I've been thinking. Um, I no longer want to be friends. I hope that you and Sam do well." Sam's my son, by the way. I hope that you guys do well and have a wonderful life and goodbye. That's how it ended. And I'm just sitting there like, whew, it's over. That 10 plus year friendship is over. It was a difficult one to process. And in all honesty, I'm still processing it. It's still sort of a shock. In many ways, I'm glad that it is over, right? Because when two people are in a friendship or a relationship and things are just not working and not meshing, it doesn't do anyone justice to keep it going, right? Like, if it was painful to be friends with me, or if I was feeling some type of way toward her and showing it, then of course the relationship was bound to fizzle out. And I think that's a good thing. I think it's good to part ways in those situations. I always tell my husband this. I always say, look, if things get crazy and rocky and rough between us, we cannot stay together because of Sam. We cannot do it. I do not want Sam to be in a household with two parents that just don't love each other and are like nitpicking and bitter and angry and resentful. I want him to be in a happy and loving home filled with love and joy and, just comfort. And so I always tell him, I say, we can't stay together for Sam, that's not right for either of us. Sam deserves to have a good home, right? I think what was so tough about this friendship ending was that it wasn't traumatic, it wasn't loud, it wasn't emotional like I wanted it to be. It was more logical. It was more, this is what needs to happen, and it was always going to happen. This is just the time that it was going to happen in. That's how my brain processed it, I guess. Now don't get me wrong, I'm still sad. Like there is a part of me that misses her tremendously. I miss her laugh. I miss her smile. I miss the way she cared for me and called me and texted me to check up on me. Sometimes it got annoying. I'm just putting it out there. She was like a mother hen. If you've ever had a mother hen, you know what I'm talking about. A mom that just keeps calling and keeps calling and keeps calling. And I know from a person whose mother has passed, yes, I do miss that mother hen. I do. I miss it. But as, like a rebellious teenager, it could get kind of annoying, right? But I still miss that as well. I still miss the checking up. Overall, she was a really compassionate and cool friend. And I don't necessarily know. I can't say I don't know what I could have done differently to keep the relationship. I know that I could have been more available. I could have been more present, more aware of situations than I had been in the past. I think. Definitely. It's always hard to lose a relationship and reflect. There comes a point where we have to accept reality, right? It's over. That relationship is done. Finito. Finito. I think I even messaged her once and just tried to check up on her, and she didn't respond. And that's okay. Like I said, that's okay. I just wish I had more closure. You see, I'm the type of person that wants to know what I did wrong and how I can fix it. I think in some ways we're all like that. We all want to know what we did wrong and how we can fix it. But in this particular relationship, I got none of that. I don't know, right? I don't know. But I can't keep saying I don't know. That's a cop out, right? How, I hate to use this word, but it's so true. How ignorant can I be to keep using the word I don't know, when I really do know? And I listed it for you. I could have been more attentive. I could have been more available. I could have, showed that I cared more. I could have done all those things. So I do know. Just because I didn't get those words from her doesn't mean I don't know what I could have done better. Yeah. And so, because I know all these things now, after doing much reflection, I have to let go. I have to let go. I can't keep holding on to something that no longer exists, especially when it's completely out of my grasp or completely unavailable to me, right? I don't think there is repairing a relationship like this that was that was on a course to, I don't want to say self-destruct. That's not the right word. But I don't want to I don't think there's any salvaging something that has ran its course. I think we had many wonderful years together. Like I said, 10 plus years. We were friends since high school. And it was wonderful to watch her grow up and become this amazing, wonderful woman. Amazing, wonderful woman. Kind hearted, just phenomenal. Like, I'm so glad I got the privilege to witness that. Just to witness that. It's so incredible. It gives me goose pimples. It gives me goose pimples to know that I was a part of somebody's life like that. Again, this is the process of letting go, because I want to say, oh, I wish we could have still been friends and I could have seen her, get married and saw her have children and saw her do this and saw her do that. But this is reality. Letting go is about accepting reality completely. Completely. Good, bad, ugly, just accepting reality. And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I'm at that place where, yes, I did not get the closure I would have liked to, grow as a person on my end and to become a better friend to somebody else. I didn't get that. But I must accept reality. I must not be ignorant and understand what I did to contribute to the declination of the relationship. And moving forward, I know what I can do better in a relationship. But it starts with accepting reality. And so that's where I'm at. I'm at that place where I'm accepting reality. It's a weird place. It's kind of peaceful. It's nice. I think letting go in any relationship in any capacity can be difficult for a lot of people. Now, I'll say this wasn't the first relationship that I've ever had to let go. Before I was married to Mr. Fisher, I was married before, and I had to let that, marriage go. I've lost friends before. I'm not some spry chicken, or I've had friends that have come and gone. But like I said in the beginning, because it didn't end in the normal way that I'm used to relationships ending, like dramatic and intense and so emotional and so passionate and so fiery, because it ended anticlimactically, it's weird. It's a weird strangeness that I I have to get used to. I have to accept, and that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. If you, and yes, I'm talking to you, my former best friend, if you're listening to this, if you do listen to it, just know I really, really cherish those times we had together. I think they were the best. I think us growing up from high school to now, it was a really cool ride. And I just want you to keep doing you. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't let anybody tell you you can't. Keep striving, keep growing, and just know I will always be thinking about you and putting out positive vibes that you just get what you want out of life. Okay, guys, this concludes this episode of Letting Go. If you got anything out of that, please let me know. If you want to like and subscribe and comment, please absolutely do so. And we'll just keep making this the best podcast we can. Peace.